biggest athlete right now on the planet, speaking up and breaking the ice for everyone. And I think for the first time, people see and hear from us. So now we have white teammates, we have other people speaking up and realizing, okay, like this is how we go about doing this. And to me, right now, social media, athletes speaking up, entertainers speaking up, like we're trying to do with more than a vote.
You said something I thought was so key because covering sports for so long, I know that it's tough for black players specifically in Major League Baseball to talk about how they feel. Adam Jones did it in a very eloquent way early on, but there are very few that are vocal. You said you all were afraid. Why use that word and why were you afraid?
You was afraid because in 2019 there were 68 of us total, and there are 38 teams. There's 25-man roster on each team. There's a 40-man roster, which is on each team as well. And there aren't many of us. So we're outnumbered in that sense, but not always in a negative way when it comes to our teammates and our clubhouses. But to get to this point, you have to move a certain way. You got to be careful what you say. You can't ruffle feathers. You can't come off in any way. Much like other black entertainers, much like yourself, probably having to live through life every day. But to get to the highest level, you gotta button up. You gotta be seen and not heard. So
Well, I wanted
at
to
this
party
moment,
around
I think
thing.
it was time for us to try and speak up and make a difference and show it's okay to do so because we can't be quiet any longer.
That is a button up, be quiet, be
So
seen,
today
and
when I
not
went to my
heard. That
stream.
is an expression that a lot of black folks can relate to in whatever aspect of professionalism that they experience, especially if they don't work for themselves. They just feel that. That is also a socialization that we have as black folks, especially like you said, if you want to get to the higher level. And for so long, I felt the bubbling right underneath the surface that so many of us who were in whatever positions we were, who had platforms, were tired of pretending and looking the other way and spending so much time making others comfortable while we were uncomfortable. Do you feel that this is the type of movement that is sustainable, or is it just for a time?
No, it takes everyone joining in on the conversation. And right now, I feel like more than ever, there's little things as possible to distract from bigger issues. And we saw on draft day, we saw our president Theo Epstein holding up the sign saying Black Lives Matter and wanting to
Yeah,
include the rest of
yeah.
MLB in that. But now we're having those conversations as well. So I definitely think this is sustainable, and it's not always just going to be the popular thing to do. This
This.
is something that people want to get right because they know we care.
Jason, you said you think it's sustainable, that what you're seeing, especially with your colleagues in baseball, that this can be something where you're feeling more comfortable, feeling more safe to share how you feel about social injustice and police brutality. What are you doing right now in this moment with your platform to help change how we look at voting and how to educate the culture and the community about voting?
Well, first, what I'm doing, Carrie, is joining up with More Than a Vote and joining up with other athletes and entertainers to get that message out and use our platform in that sense as a group. And try to create a brand with this to make it something that's not just about the election coming, make sure that it's about people getting educated for years to come and figure out where to vote and how to vote. We've got people in different areas that cover different demographics and influence different areas of people. And as a baseball player, as a black baseball player, I feel like now, like we talked about, is finding the time to show people that you can use your voice in this profession. You don't have to be afraid. And to me, that can help someone, help a kid growing up. He can see me, he can see other guys that were in the video we posted saying, hey, this is what they're standing for. They're speaking up for these things, and it's okay to want to play baseball. It's not lame. It's not something I have to be as afraid of as I was before. So I feel like that's my role in this. I have a younger brother as well. He's 24. He also plays baseball. So I've got to lead by example. I can't just always, come up with a good answer that sounds good on TV when I get asked a
Mm-hmm.
question on, what do we need to do to make changes. So I'm joining up here to make sure that I take action and get educated myself. For one, so many people, I feel like in Atlanta, they're on the move. But when you want to try to make a vote and try and cast your vote, you have to do it by mail. You have to sign up for that absentee ballot. Then you have to get another ballot in return. They have to send it back to you. Well, for me personally, they didn't send that back until it was too late, right? We didn't get it in the
Mm.
mail to the address that's an Atlanta address at my parents' house. We didn't get that in the mail until it was too late. And then from other friends and family that are still in Georgia right now, I just hear about them being held in lines too long and trying to get off work. And we know how it is for any family, but let alone a black family in the city or in the suburbs trying to take care of their family and trying to provide for them. You try to get off work and that, and then you're like, wait a minute. You start looking at the clock. It's like, oh, this is not going to happen today, right? And so I saw, Mayor Keisha Bottoms, reach out via social media to people and say, hey, I'm going to address these issues right now. I need y'all to stay in line to cast your votes. Keep hanging in there. So to me in Georgia, that's what that looks like.
Well, it's interesting that you even bring that up because there have been all these images, specifically from Georgia, because that's such a battleground, where you see people, especially when it came to the primaries, doing whatever it takes. And this is real life voter suppression that you're talking about. It's been happening for decades. It's not fake. What you're saying, these examples of sending or shutting down the polls at 6 o'clock while people still are in line. That's a real life issue. There needs to be some type of change. And I think that what we're doing right now is fair. But the idea of voter suppression, do you think that that is well known, especially with folks, within the generation, your generation?
I think it's known in our communities, right? I don't think it's spoke on enough. I don't think there's been enough light drawn to it. Bring it to light. Let people hear about it. Let people learn about what that looks like, and get more people to say, okay, look, like this is going to happen. We have to expect this, and we can no longer make the excuse. We can't say they didn't warn us.
Jason, everybody knows, or it feels as if everyone knows that the time is now. America's paying attention to us. We have their eyes, we have their ears. If you look toward the future, what are you most excited about in terms of seeing a change?
I'm excited about how fast the word is traveling. The word is being spread right now. The biggest athletes, the biggest icons, biggest entertainers are doing their part. But I'm also seeing people out there on the streets doing their part. When so many things got lost, could have very easily got in the commotion when it came to protests, and you saw rioting, you saw looting. People still stood their ground, and people still went out there and said, "Look, we're doing this for the right reasons. We're going to come together. We're going to use drones. We're going to use social medias." I feel like this is a new wave of getting things done the right way and just spreading the message.
You're right about that. And you're right. People are spreading the word unapologetically. We out here. We doubling down. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right.
Yeah, la la.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited to welcome a friend, a brother, family member, if you will, former colleague, NBA great, sports analyst, philanthropist. He does it all. And he's here to give us his time and his platform to talk about something that is so important. That is voting. Everybody, welcome Jalen Rose to We the People. Talk to me about how important it is for the people who know you and love you and look up to you. Why is it so important that you use your platform to talk about voting?
Initially, we have to get past the stigma of the mental systemic racism that comes with the presidential race, governors, mayors, senators, judges. We've been conditioned to believe that our vote does not matter. So usually when we looked up at all of those races and people that were running, not only did they not look like us, we didn't believe they were there to represent our best interests. So therefore, as a collective, we didn't mobilize until Barack Obama, and we felt a sense of hope that finally our country is going to do something that we felt would never happen in our lifetime. And I remember being at the inauguration in 2008. I made sure I was there. And we voted. In 2016, we didn't vote, Carrie. We didn't vote. And
Mm-hmm.
so many people try to make this political. This is not political. Me telling somebody to vote is like telling somebody to pay taxes. So that's one, getting over the stigma of nobody is going to represent our best interest. And then number two, the reality is that the person that gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win the presidency. That's uncomfortable right there because that's actually what took place in 2016. The Electoral College chose the president. And if you put all of their pictures up, I'm pretty sure they look a lot more like each other than they look like you and I. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing, especially in urban environments, oh man, they create barriers for us, Carrie. It's like you got to jump over the fence, you got to run past the dog. You got to jump on the hood of the car. The lines is 5 hours long. You get up to the polling, they don't work. Elderly people working in the city, while they got the young people who understand technology working in the suburbs. Like these are all systematic things that try to discourage us from voting. And then finally, we don't have a day off to
What?
vote. We need to work. So we don't get a day off. It's gonna be a full day, and I gotta
Okay,
get up
we
and pay
know.
my bills. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mail in vote. And you know what you want people to realize that that counts too. So your vote will be counted if you're able to mail it
What
in.
does it
So
mean?
those are a few things that I hope that we can do in mobilizing. Shout to LeBron and his team. Shout to you and
And
everybody involved. We will make a difference.
Well, let's talk about more than a vote. There is a black collective of athletes, of artists coming together and saying voter suppression is a real deal, especially in the black community. When you just talked about, I got to work, so I can't go vote. And then when we do get in the booth, just in case we don't have to work, do we know who we're voting for? Not only do we have to vote, we got to be educated.
what does it
And
mean?
it's not always even about the man who's in office or the woman who's in office for president. It's about your local elections. It's about the
And
people who are your DAs, your state DAs, like the people who actually make change in your community, who will change police brutality, who will make sure that your
how
community is
bad?
taken care of, who will defund police and hope that they can help you in stopping police brutality. So
Why?
talk to me about why you decided to be a part of More Than a Vote and what
What
it
does it mean?
actually means.
Well, it means a lot to be involved with such an impressive
And
collective as you mentioned. And
so you
I've
said you want
said
me
this
to check
multiple
my bed.
times, and I know it can be uncomfortable when I say it, but a lot of times we got to
Just to
get to the
check
root
my
of the
bed.
issue before we find a solution. And the quote
Just to, just to check my
America
bed.
loves black people as much as it loves black culture. And this collective, by the way,
Oh,
represents in a lot of ways what's
well, there's
uh,
someone in there with the galaxy closed in.
also sometimes disappointing about our role as black
I just
people in
walked
America,
past me.
because we were brought here as labor and to entertain, and we use those vehicles to get paid and move to the
Mm-hmm.
suburbs and be idols of white kids. And so
Has
now
this
that we
Foxy?
have this collective, I would say sports and entertainment represents the most
There is
powerful group
literally
of black men
another thingy.
in the United States. I'm talking about money,
There's literally
power,
a
celebrity,
recon
the ability to
in my
mobilize,
thingy.
community involvement, their
With
leadership,
the sunflower
intellect.
back bling.
And so to have all of us pull it in the
Oh,
same direction at the same time for anything that we're passionate about is going to be a difference maker, but it's definitely going to be a difference maker in the 2020 vote, because we're going to make sure we inform everybody that they can let their voice be heard, and failure is not an option.
Jalen, what does voter suppression look like to you?
A perfect example took place recently, Carrie, in Kentucky. It was 6 p.m. at night, and so many people were standing in line enthusiastic to vote. And you know what they did? Locked the doors. And you know what the people did? They continued to bang on the doors, continued to bang on the windows. They continued to let it be known they were not going to leave the premises until they got a chance to vote. And you know what ended up happening? They opened those doors and allowed those people to vote. So do not be discouraged. These barriers show you that it matters. And we're here to help you break through them. The same thing with our platforms and voices, Carrie, because you know
uh-huh.
what's going to happen. At some point, Breonna Taylor is
Here,
not going to be
here.
trending anymore. People are not going to be protesting anymore. But it's still up to us to keep making sure that our voices get heard, and this is one way to do so.
Right, and that is a form of being activated, being an activist. It doesn't have to be protesting. It doesn't have to look like what you think traditionally activism looks like. It's voting. It's that simple.
We now have to understand, like, this is a critical mass moment for this movement to continue to hold up as much steam for as long as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what this collection is going to hopefully allow for that situation to happen.
Jalen, in today's age of technology. It should be easier to vote.
No doubt. It's like we call these devices smartphones, but yet I can't vote from it. All of the things that we do in our lives are in our phones. All of these barriers are things that people will need to overcome in order to create a level of enthusiasm to vote. And again, this is not political. It's your right to do so. And there's so many times where you feel like somebody may have gotten done unjustly in your community. Pay attention to who the judges are, who's running for Senate, mayor, governor. Pay attention who's running for president. And let's make sure in 2020 we make a difference.
Why is more than a vote so important and invaluable in our community right now?
Well, because right now, I think we have an opportunity to never. Anytime you see the mobilization of white kids holding Black Lives Matter signs, that means there's a breakthrough. Now, what happens with that breakthrough is the next step. You're going
Folks,
to look
what do
down
I
in your
want to do
email,
now?
Carrie. You're going to see all of these companies telling you how they're going to work on their diversity, how
And
they
there
look at
was
themselves in the mirror. They need to make change, just like in sports, right?
what do I want to do?
Thinner and thinner. And so,
Think of something. Squads, creative, movie ones. Actually, posty. They're not upstreaming, right? They're not upstreaming. Since they need to be in fact. So if I'm in the subs, I have 63 subs. Not for other paradox underscore sins. Really, the 25. His is it? The friend has 25 subs. Hmm? That's what it was. Okay, come on. I ain't no pussy. I ain't no pussy. Come on, fight me. Fight me. Actually, put it on the letter. What? This? What? 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 Can I hear me?
Whatever. I'll just sit here alone reading that.
Can you hear me?
Pussy. Bitch.
Wow.
Whatever. I'll just
Footsie.
I'll just sit here.
Jack.
Just sit here without.
Well, I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna go toilet.
I'm gonna leave.
Why?
You said I was leaving here.
Okay, then leave.
No.
Leave.
No.
Go leave. Leave.
No.
Go leave since you don't. Go.
One of everyone.
Yeah, I'll shit on
Hit it, come on, bitch. Pussy. Wanna pussy push. What, bitch? That's what you are. What? I'm better than you.
If you kill me first, like the first time, if you kill me first, then I'll open book you something.
If you didn't leave my account, I would just do really bad.
Alright, I'm gonna open book you something.
Like what?
Open book you renegade raider. If you kill me, like the first time, like if you kill me once without, and I have 0 kills, like if you get the first kill out of both of us, then I'll open book you renegade raider, right?
And what if they delete my account?
Huh?
What if they cut off my account?
I'm not a dick. Plus, I need you. I need you as a friend, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Why is this shit good? Question?
Yes.
Why did this guy put a fucking rift up there, even though he really wanted to get up there? Actually, I want to try to do that. Wait 1 second. So if you fail once, then you can't go. Take it right to the back. Fuck that big dog. What if you're
Follow the mother already.
Hold on. If you fail, you know, I haven't played the FFA arena.
Are you coming?
Yes, I haven't played the FFA arena with the fucking powers. So if you kill me right now, I will overbook you. Okay?
Are you lying?
No, I'm not.
That was a practice. That was a practice run. But not everyone shit has been their first join.
Zach, come here. I have a strat for you. Come here.
I've got a slurpfish. Hold on. Coming. Eh.
Go into this corner. Now Zach, when you first see me, shoot at me. No, leave that, and I'll just aim at that stairs, okay? Now when you see me drop,
Okay.
when you first even see me, shoot me, okay?
Okay.
This is a strat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You didn't do it. Alright, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Go get a pump. I have you set it up.
Fuck.
Yeah. Go get a pump.
What color pump?
Huh?
Which pump?
Hold on, I'm gonna get you low though. Come here. Let's do this. Okay? No.
Ah, you took me, Danny.
Go back to 100, Zach. I need to get you low for the strap. Okay, go back into the corner. Now, when you first see me, stop fucking here. Hurry up, bro. Kill. An attack you don't heal. Switch to your shotgun. And when you first see me, shoot me, okay? 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2. Fuck, it's meant to. Oh, that's when it was strong. Hold up. Stop, dipshit. Hold up. Alright. When you first see me, when I first drop down, shoot the wall, right? This is the strat. Cypher PK's wave was fucking way better. But they knew it.
Well, this is the real one now. Little bit better.
Over all the way. Shame. You're too scared to jump down, man. Hey Zach, you're so scared to jump down. It makes me
Come here. Someone dead. Someone dead.
you say you're better than me podcast.
Maybe, maybe not.
Where are the pretty balls? Stop it! Jump up. Say, wasn't expecting that emote. Now when I run through that, look at this! I know why you're not watching me, because I was there. This is my chance to explode. Bitch, I'm
To the
behind you.
butt, to the butt, back in pits.
I was behind you, not in front of you, so I know why you were shooting at me. Jack, why were you shooting that way? I was in front of you, not behind you.
What the flip?
Bro, I'm insane with these rapid fire SMGs, bro. I can't play. Bro, these things are fucking overpowered. Holy shit. I bet I'm also better than these sheepies, bro. Well, not a sheepy, they're just a fucking bro. I'd rather have a sheepy, bro. Now, come over this. Come here, pussy. Nah, no hammer, I'm just a puss bag. You know what, my first thing since Boogie done got here, I wanna see if I can get it. Motherfuckers for fucking no. If you can't get it, then the only thing that is slugfish. So slugfish are mine. You can't get them. Drop the back. Yo, Zach. Zach, drop it right now. Right now! Oh shit.
I tied up them.
We're gonna finish this shit. I'm gonna fucking not kill you. Nah, go away.
My message is to not have this children.
So by the time 15 seconds is up,
There's a little bit of button.
bro, this shit. I could have killed that if I needed it. See, I don't even need a grapple because I'm not doing shit. Bro, I think that.
0.
By the way, I've won because I have 10 kills, you have 1 kill. Just kidding, I'm not leaving. Bot. Ding dong. That still takes longer. That's why you die. Because when someone's cracking you, fucking emote. That's why you died from the first time in the building.
Before the jump down the You're finna die now.
You copied my one? Finna? Listen, my one, right? Holy mother of macron is yours.
Yes, mother. HK brings you to, okay, Zach? Don't kill me, though. If you kill me, so, how much HP are you? 50.
50. Ooh, she's actually cheating.
No. No. They're not upstairs and dreaming. Come in, mother! Shut up. Yeah.
Fuck is you at? Where you at?
But they didn't know where the tunnel is. What? What? The fell? Can I have that clipper? Put party on 3. Clipper wants to join. Clipper just put it on 3.
If he joins with his girlfriend, I'm kicking his girlfriend and I'm leaving him.
His girlfriend doesn't play PS4 or Xbox.
So what the fuck does she play? PC
No, she plays with a phone.
or Nintendo stuff? Fucking comment.
I didn't know what to ask Clipper.
Now,
Stop, Clipper.
I'm not talk now
Stop, Clipper.
because me is talking to someone now on the phone. So, like that. Me is muting my mics because me is talking someone's muting my mic instead of you.
Hello, Clipper.
Yeah, me is talking to someone on the mic, so I'm talking to someone on the mic, my fucking phone. Talking to someone on my phone, that's why I have my mic muted. Yoit!
Clipper's in there. I'm not talking to myself. How was your big Clipper? I'll say,
Say congrats, bro. Congrats, bro.
so how's the what? Speaking of relationships, my older art teacher has gotten married. My 7 art teacher got married.
Yeah, my bad.
So how's your ability on the date tripper? Just said, you're not up to dreaming still, right?
Yeah.
Would you like me to stop? Would you?
Just don't post the video, alright?
That's a stream, it automatically goes off. Footsie,
viewer you've had was me, eh?
Footsie, I'm not interested in gonna go into baseball.
Alright, hold on. Zach, you might wanna beat this. YouTube is a fucking cunt, bitch ass motherfucker. Beat that. Yeah, YouTube, you heard me. You can't beat me. Yes. Did say anything? Come here, I'm pickaxing you for the fucking sixth or fourth time. Come here!
What did you say, pussy?
You just said 8 kills out of 16. I got 8 more than you, bitch.
What did you just say, bitch?
Pussy bitch ass motherfucker. Pussy looking bitch ass motherfucker.
Get the rich ass back here.
My body is worth $3 million. Aw, bitch. By the time I am 16, my body will be worth $2 million. Will be worth $2 million. I'm just gonna fucking trick shot you.
That 2 mil is mine now.
Zach, I'm lonely.
Why the lonely?
My girlfriend don't play PS4. The shitty ass Nintendo Switch.
That's because it doesn't support his kids.
When I was saved 655
Footsie, if I can hit this, you will not. Footsie, I hit you.
fucking no. I will anyway, so hehe.
You don't have ever live, Footsie.
Me is going to tell someone to fucking buy a PS4 or some shit. Okay, maybe just a while, but not every day. Asshole.
This is for telling me when I was AFK.
Yep, I'm sending exactly 655 people, and I'm putting a $2 million bounty on your fucking head.
I'm putting a 5 million bounty on the head.
I'm putting all the fucking money in the world.
I'm putting a nuke up the ass with 10 bill.
Pretty good. I will shove the fattest nuke up your ass, and then I will grab a fucking mini pole, cover it in molten fucking hot lava, shove it up your ass, and then I will grab a crater, rip it out of the fucking galaxy, throw it at your face like it's a fucking soccer ball. What the fuck? shut the fuck up.
I'm not gonna get more violent with that shit. I can't actually send 1 billion people after the.
Shut up before I rip your voice box out and eat
I don't have a voice box.
what?
Haha.
I'm sorry about that. I don't have a voice box. I'm sorry about that.
Maybe I should rip those out. No. They belong in the mental hospital. Please say that she will say no. Since she's the one that took it out of here.
She sent me something. Give me 1 second. Something up, and she said maybe followed by another text saying probably.
So when are they getting a new phone? Do they have a phone number?
Yes, dipshit.
Well, since we all know each other, I was thinking... I won't. No, I won't.
You will.
Prove it.
You're already asking you.
That doesn't cost money.
Yes, it does.
Not if I have hats. Tell me to shut up. I dare you.
Shut your rang looking ass motherfucking monkey ass little bitch ass up.
What did you just go sniffly? The one. Compared or not. Footings. Make me. No, Mama Day. That's too fat. This is too fat. Shout out to Clipper. Shout out to Paradox_Sids. Actually, no. I'm subbed from Paradox_Sids. probably be dead by then.
Oh, sorry. So I'm 10. Next time I'll talk to you is 90 years, alright?
I'm gonna be 130 years old.
Oh, fuck, wait, no, hold up.
Make that 10 years.
I'm used to... see, Zach, now I'm used to saying I'm fucking 10. So, hold up. 10? No, I'm fucking 10. Yes, don't ask him, please. Get up. Little bitch. Little bitch. Oh, that's right, never, because I'm the naughty kid in school. I did.
Look at this, there's a commit school and there's a camera fucking billionaire.
Not up there, bro. She texted me again.
This is bullshit. Sometimes I'm pimps to the accomplice. She has to set up an account. Agreed. Maybe she doesn't want to be friends with the ball. Ah! Look, I had a boring one. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Sit in bed. What did you call me right now? Come at me! Haha.
I will grab your mom's voice box, rip it out, feed it to yourself while you're talking on some diarrhea. And your dessert, medium rare diarrhea, bitch. Fuck you!
Fortunately, because I'm some descendant a lot of pimps to your house. So expect some packages soon.
I'm gonna be honest, the only thing I literally heard out of that is peeps. Can you please that, you Chinese motherfucker?
I'm sending some people.
Write a picture of me saying what the fuck you're saying?
I'm sending people to your house. I'm a kill your mother.